We have joined here to participate in the one-day faculty development program mode of webinar on bibliometric analysis, which is used to designate a set of quantitative methods of analysis of scientific publications. As you all know that during the last decades, bibliometric methods have been quite fashionable for the assessment of individual researchers. Against this backdrop, we have gathered here to learn more about this topic, where our distinguished chief guest, Professor Dr. K. Pillai, is present here for today's faculty development program. With background, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. K. Pillai, Professor, Manipal Institute of Management, for sharing his views on this relevant topic of bibliometric analysis. About Dr. K. Pillai, he is basically a doctoral graduate in economics from University of Kerala. He has over 2 decades of experience in teaching and field research. His research interests comprise of developmental economics, behavioral health, higher education, and tourism. He has co-authored 1 textbook, contributed 6 chapters to edited volumes of academic textbooks, and more than 60 articles to national and international journals. He has produced 11 field research papers and was principal investigator to 3 extremely funded research projects. He offers reviewer service to 9 journals indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. He has presented papers to more than 30 national and international conferences and seminars, and offered as resource person to over 30 research methodology workshops. I'm sure that he will definitely enlighten us with his expertise and research skills. To accept our invitation, I thank you again on behalf of Department of Commerce, St. Joseph's College for Women, Alappuzha, and on behalf of all the participants of today's meet and my own personal behalf, I wholeheartedly welcome you, dear sir, into this event.
Thank you very much.
It's a matter of great pleasure for me to welcome our dear principal, Dr. Ritalada Dikoto, who is here with us to grace the occasion. I believe that her great ideologies, determination, vision, enthusiasm, and focus on education and learning, our institute will achieve greater excellence. I, on behalf of all the participants joined here, wholeheartedly welcome you, dear Miss, to this faculty development program. And
thank you, Doctor.
Your leadership, may we reach the next levels of glory.
Thank you, Dr. Selena.
Thank you, Miss. Let me extend a warm welcome to dear Dr. Nisha Nair, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Botany of our college, and a very good resource person both at national and international conferences, who had agreed to us to deliver the felicitation address to this event. I cordially welcome you, dear Dr. Nisha Nair, into this program. Last but not least, I extend a very hearty welcome to all the respected delegates, my colleagues, my students, technical staff, and all other friends who have joined us for making this program a memorable one. To accept our invitation, I thank you again on behalf of our college. Today, I would like to thank my colleague, dear Dr. Sister Usha, for being instrumental to a webinar like this. I'm sure that, dear delegates, you will feel prosperous by the knowledge that you received after this webinar in the areas of bibliometric and research evaluation, advantages of bibliometric methods and its drawback, practical implications, different databases and the journal citations. Once again, hearty welcome to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Miss Sulina, for your warm words of welcome. If critical traits of a good leader are intelligence, knowledge, decision-making, innovation, people skills, and communicative skills, then Dr. Rita Lata Dikutu, our beloved principal, is a very good leader. May I invite you, dear ma'am, to address the participants.
Thank you. Our esteemed chief guest of the day, Dr. K.R. Pillai, Head of the Department of Commerce, Dr. Sulina, Coordinator of today's program, Dr. Sister Usha A., Dr. Nisha, the Assistant Professor of Department of Chemistry, who is here to deliver the felicitations. All the delegates who are attending today's program, and my dear students, a very warm good afternoon to all of you. So first of all, I would like to congratulate the Department of Commerce, especially the coordinator, Sister Usha, and the head of the department, Dr. Sulina, for organizing an FDP on a highly relevant topic. Though it's highly relevant, I suppose it should be getting a little more attention among researchers who possibly are not really, who all may not be aware of the power of this tool to make their research, impactful. So as we know, as Dr. Sulina has already pointed out, bibliometrics can be, it's the use of the statistical methods to analyze books, articles, and other publications. We know with the increasing number of research publications, tracking the state of art can be quite unwieldy, a time-consuming and a difficult task for the researcher. So bibliometric analysis and the twin components, which are citation analysis and content analysis, these are really powerful tools for the contemporary researcher to do research which is more meaningful, more impactful, and also understand during the process of research what is the present state of knowledge in that particular area and the research output, and also understand the different patterns of publications, etc. Also, the researcher can understand the status of theory in the past, in the present, how theory is diffused over different time periods, and they can better understand the intellectual structure of different concepts, which may be a part of their theoretical framework too. I know at the time when I was a researcher, possibly I was not aware as much as I should have been of these, of the availability of such tools, or possibly they were not, they were not in use at much at that time, possibly. But I think that the researcher of today is really fortunate to be able to have these tools at their disposal, so that they can really use them in a meaningful manner. So different parameters, such as the extent of the citations received, when you look at the number of citations per study, the distribution of citations over time, over domains, over institutions, and all this it's a very small part of bibliometric analysis, I suppose, but even those are really useful for the researchers to take up analysis. However, as I said earlier, even today, I'm sure very few researchers are really aware of how they can use bibliometric analysis to their advantage. What are the pros and cons? Which are these software which may be suiting their purpose? And also, as all of us know, whatever tools are available, a good researcher should be able to understand the linkage between the research questions, the methods adopted, and the outcome they expect from the research. It is my hope that the resource person would be addressing, maybe within the constraints of time, such issues as these may be addressed in the session too. Anyway, I know it's a very vast field and possibly very difficult to cover in a short period, but I'm sure that, sir, I've heard so much about Sir from Dr. Usha. I think even earlier she was planning to invite Sir for a FDP program. I remember her mentioning this, and I'm very happy that it has worked out now in these days of COVID. What makes us really happy is that we can listen and draw inspiration and benefit from the expertise of experts and mentors such as Dr. Pillai to make our academic ventures more meaningful. So I welcome Sir to our institution on this online platform very warmly. I also congratulate the organizers of the program for this very meaningful and proactive initiative. I hope it will be an enriching session. I wish I could wait and attend the entire program, but because the admissions are going on, the UG admissions, I'm sorry to take your leave, but I wish the venture all success. And I hope it will motivate many researchers to use these powerful tools to add value to the research they are doing. So thank you all and have a good day.
Thank you, madam. I try my best to rise up to your expectations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I know you will. So we hope that we will be having follow-up programs also after this, where you can share your expertise with our researchers.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I've heard a lot about your academic commitment and from Sister Usha. So I'm really happy that you're here with us today. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Usha. Thank you, Dr. Celine.
Thank you, dear Ms. Leda, for your words of appreciation and encouragement. Dr. Nisha S., Assistant Professor in Chemistry, is a committed academician and a passionate researcher. She has made patent-resulting inventions during her PhD. She is also a reviewer of international journals. I invite you, dear Ms. Nisha, to speak a few words of felicitation on this academic endeavor.
Good afternoon, all. Respected Principal Dr. Leda, today's resource person Professor Dr. K.R. Pillai, Coordinator Dr. Sister Usha, respected teachers and dear participants. First of all, on behalf of Research Committee, I would like to congratulate Department of Commerce for organizing a faculty development program on the most relevant topic, bibliometric analysis. As we all know, bibliometric analysis is the attempt to quantitatively express the academic quality of journals or authors by statistical methods. Citation analysis is a commonly used bibliometric method. As a researcher, basic knowledge of a terminology and the tools of bibliometric is important. Some of the key words in bibliometrics are publication, journal impact factor, H-index, citation impact, etc. Bibliometric analysis helps in number of activities including demonstrate the importance and impact of our own research, identify the top researchers in a subject area, to identify the past, present, as well as future publishing trends, to publish our research work in top journals. We are lucky to have Professor Dr. K.R. Pillai with us to talk about this very important topic. I wish all the participants a fruitful session. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Ms. Nisha, for your motivating words. Now, it's time for the technical session. May I invite you, sir, Dr. K.R. Pillai, to proceed with the session.
Thank you very much for the invitation. We know that the difficulty, the researchers who started their research journey back 1990s or 80s, we used to rush to the library. We used to get the index cards, identify the authors, get the journals or textbooks, and painstakingly read it, taking down the notes. So current generation, there is a flip. They can key in the terms in the search window, download, just copy paste. So as it is humorously said that if you copy from one document, that is a plagiarism. and you copy from many documents, that is research. See, when a researcher starts his journey and identify a topic, first thing, if we met a guide will ask the question, how many articles or how many records you have read so far about this topic. As a person who just starts research journey, how the person knows it. Current generation researchers are very fortunate since they may be having more information than their guides. In our generations, our guides were the light post and they had all the informations. Now researchers have more information than the guides. And this technique, it just is an aid or support to literature review. And any researcher who starts their research journey must first do a bibliometric analysis just to identify what to read, whom to follow, and which are the journals they have to consult, and which are the prominent textbooks, and what is the status of their keywords or their terminology that they are discussing with, and what's actually covered in the topic, and how much is left out, and what is the future research direction. All these things, when we do a bibliometric and a simple bibliometric analysis can help us. So as it has already been discussed earlier, this bibliometric is a quantitative tool. It just to describe, assess, and evaluate, map the scientific structure of research. So with respect to descriptions, the narration of the research already has gone by, and the lot of research or the myriad of research means more engagement is there, and engagement is not sufficient. And whether we create an impact on the society or the researchers who follows, that is measured in terms of citations. So that's why citation influence measures the influence of the researcher. Number of publications measures the engagement of researchers. So engagement and performance are different. In bibliometric analysis, we measure simultaneously both engagement and performance. So thereby, a researcher who is a novice in the area can decide which authors must be read. For example, who are the prominent authors in their area, that they can identify through bibliometric analysis. And which are the journals they have to seek after, which are the journals they have to refer, prominent one, and which are all the institutes they want to refer. For example, this would be most ideal for a PG student to be taught. If that research scholar, if that student is very career oriented and wants to pursue their PhD in foreign countries, definitely which country I want to go, which institute I want to do PhD. So the research engagement or the research reputation, the reputation of the research, especially for life science or medicine and other sciences, material sciences, these are very relevant, identifying a very reputed institute. So in the PG level itself, if they are able to do this and understand which are the organizations they want to pursue, definitely they can start the dialogues then and then there itself. So by the time they complete the PG, the connection would be established and this will facilitate. So that's why this facilitates connection of researcher or to know the scientific field that we are engaged in. As per the bibliometric language, we call it domain knowledge or the knowledge domain. This simply means that the topic that we do research. So before, let me, without much ado, I just want to move on to the field. So I want to turn off my video since I can save my bandwidth. Can I share my screen?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I would like to share my screen. Can you see a Word document?
You can see them.
So this Word document is the outcome of bibliometric analysis. So you can see here, this is a full length paper which is based on a bibliometric analysis. Around 4 tools of bibliometric analysis have been used to identify these questions. What is the publication trend? What is the publication trends in the particular research area? And who are the most influential researchers in this academic inquiry? And what are the conceptual building blocks that make up this area? And how has the diffusion of knowledge domain taken place through research? How far is the richness of the intellectual structure of the current literature? And what is the extent to which the researchers confine within their disciplinary boundaries or networking? And how is the thematic dynamics address the mainstream literature in the field? These are the major research questions that we want to investigate. So that's why with this, we come to know what is left out to study, so that we can check up in our future research. So that's why this should be done as the preliminary step to literature review. For any person who wants to do research must do this as a prerequisite, since it is a useful aid to literature review for guiding the researcher to the most influential works, authors, journals, and mapping the research fields. And there are 2 objectives, there are 2 applications of bibliometric analysis. One is, it is an objective and transparent assessment of researcher performance. It is an objective, there is no subjectivity in that one. For example, many criticize this bibliometric method since it is not scientific or something. This is the most scientific method, since this is completely done by mechanized algorithms. No human intervention at all. Since there is no human intervention, there is no possibility of error, human error. That means subjectivity or bias. When we do literature review, when we identify papers for research, and we pick a 50 or 100 or 200 papers, and we say that these are the papers that which are written on that topic. What is the guarantee in that? And we are telling that this is the thing, since we have experienced that when we send our articles for review, for publications, reviewers will comment upon an article written on this topic. It's very influential, but you haven't cited it. These are the articles. That means we were not aware of such titles, but others know it. And if a research scholar contacts a guide, and the guide is not having research in a particular area, how can the guide give instruction to the student or the scholar what is to be read? So in that case, just to key in your keyword, your main word or the topic into the search window, you will get umpteen number of documents you will get on your topic. Then, since we are now in the midst of a big data, we are surrounded by information. We have voluminous of information. That means our problem starts from plenty, not from scarcity, as we teach in economics classes. We have a plenty of materials around us. Then question arises, which one to be read? Yes, your handy reference is there, bibliometric analysis. And second object, and another one is transparent assessment of the research performance. Why transparent assessment? The method of doing this assessment is very explicit. We need to report it, how we did it. That is transparency. I will take you through these papers. That is how we have done the transparent manner. The second one is the mapping or monitoring of scientific development in the knowledge domain. For example, when our topic, when the mice topic was born, and what was the researcher's response of that topic for a long period of time, and how it has evolved over the period of time, and where it stands, and what are the potential shoots from that topic. So these are all the things will help a researcher to decide which area I need to focus on. So then, doing the bibliometric method, there are four important steps to do any bibliometric analysis. We technically we call it workflow of bibliometric method. The number one is we need to have a research design. This research design states that start with a research question. Since we know that generally there are 5 types of analysis in bibliometric analysis. One is citation analysis, another one is co-citation, another one is co-author analysis, co-word analysis, and bibliographic coupling. These are the 5 types of analysis, and each one there may be 3 to 5 types of further analysis also there based on the unit of analysis. So maybe around 15 to 20 different types of tools. Are we going to use all the tools in a particular paper or a particular research, or to find? I just want to find out which are all the research articles I have to refer. This is the only purpose that I want to do. Yes, I need to do the bibliographic coupling. Nothing else I need to do. Only bibliographic coupling of my topic I need to do. I can find out what is the emerging themes in my literature, since it always maps the current scenario. And since we come to know the current scenario, what is in the periphery or what is evolving, what is being developed can also be understood through bibliometric analysis. Oh, I just want to know that who are the prominent researchers in this field. Yes, definitely I have to go through co-citation analysis or citation analysis. And I just want to know over the years how the research is coming up, and what is the growth rate and how it is growing up, whether the things were previously more or currently less. Yes, I want to know the trend analysis. I just want to know that who were the initiators, and the researcher who was initiated by a person in 1980s, is he or is she there now still contributing to that one? Or his prominence has already gone, the theme has been changed, somebody has taken up. All these things we can understand through co-word analysis. Then I just want to know that, okay, what about the network collaboration, the social networking of or social structure of the researchers? I have to do a co-author analysis. So these are the 5 important types of analysis. Which type of analysis we must use is based on what type of research question we are posing into. So that's why I told the first step is design your research. What is the research question? Are we going to examine the knowledge base? That means the previous one. If it is knowledge base, co-citation. Or are we going to find the researcher front? That means what is the current state of affair? Yes, the tool is bibliographic coupling. Or are we going to examine the social network of this idea, this knowledge domain? We need to do authorship analysis. So that's why we can use appropriate method once we design the research first. That is why you see in this paper, we started with research question. That is, what is the thing we found? Here is our research gap. We can find it here. Given the existence of ample research work and objective evaluation of the current repository and discovery of further research avenues are felt need of the time. To the best of our knowledge, no scholarly endeavor has not taken place to conduct a scientific audit. It's a scientific audit of using bibliometric tools. We make a modest attempt to fill this knowledge vacuum. The following specific research questions are proposed to accomplish the goal of the current investigation. Do you know that how significant is research questions or research objectives in a research endeavor, research journey? Otherwise, what will happen? We will be searching aimless. So aimless search will not take us anywhere. So we will be going round and round. We won't attain anything. So that is why the first step in bibliometric analysis is to have a research design. What exactly that means? Have a specific questions. I have shared a few articles with the organizers. In that article, in that list of articles, it may be shared with the registered participants as well. There is one paper written by Supik and Ketter, so written in 2015, so that explicitly discusses what are all the research questions you have to ask with respect to a specific bibliometric tool. So that is the one of my Bibles in bibliometric. Second one, having decided the research design, second one is retrieval of metadata. The retrieval of data. Here it is not simply the data, we call it metadata. Metadata, why it is metadata? It is the data about the data. That is why it is called the metadata. In fact, what exactly the bibliometric analysis? Somebody asked me what is the bibliometric analysis. I just told it's research on research. It's research on research. So like that, retrieval of metadata, it's the data about or information about the research publications or published works. Published works in terms of the authors, in terms of their titles, in terms of the journal published, the page number, the volume, citations, and its digital object identifier, its keywords, its abstracts, and all other associated informations, bibliographic information. That is why it is called metadata, data on data. Second one is retrieval of metadata. That is how we will retrieve the metadata. So I will show how to retrieve the metadata. Yes, I take you to another one. Can you see this home screen? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
We can see, we can see.
Okay. This is a Scopus window. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So second step, retrieval of metadata. From there we will get it. We have a lot of databases. I will show for your for information. Generally, this is used generally three prominent databases are used. One is Scopus, another one is Web of Science, another one is PubMed. PubMed is used for medical field, biological sciences, and Scopus and Web of Science are prominent databases for social science, management, and commerce. And of this, Scopus has more coverage, more number of publications, since Web of Science is somewhat elite, since that has more reputations. But if you are looking for coverage, if you follow an inclusive principle, it is better to use Scopus database. And the majority of the researchers also, it's following the path of the previous researchers, since they have established the proof. Otherwise, we would be asked a question, what is the credibility of using this database? Definitely, one of the researchers already pointed out that Scopus has 40% more information than Web of Science is having. So better to use Scopus. So this is the search window. So I switch my window to search my topic. So for example, my topic, I just want to search a topic on marketing strategy in tourism. So what I will do, rather than marketing strategy in tourism, which is given as one word, since otherwise the tourism, marketing strategy of tourism, the marketing strategy for tourism, then tourism marketing strategy, many terminologies would be there in the title and abstract and everything. We don't know how much, in what permutation combinations these have been given. What we can do, we can search it like that, then give tourism separately. That means it will find papers when marketing strategy and tourism are combined. Then you can search it. When we search it, I got this many in number of articles, around 1,105. This many articles I have received. Then I have to, this is retrieval of data. That is, we have identified, we have found out which database we are using. Then a second one is data cleaning and data analysis. Data cleaning. Then how to filter it. When we search this one, what is the guarantee that all the articles that we are picking, so the information that we can see over here, these are the titles of the articles. It's around 1,105 articles are there. Articles and chapter textbook chapter on all these will be included in that one. So if you don't want to screen it, you can just select, click here, everything would be selected or would be selected, you can export to this one. So don't do that one, since we have to avoid unwanted papers. Then filtering, sufficient filtering must be applied before we retrieve, before we access the data. So first filtering, we start from here. We will check this one. How many years are there? That means when we check this one, we can see the first article was published in 1975. First article was published in 1975. So marketing strategy of tourism has a trajectory from 1975 to 2020. And these, what is in the bracket you can see is the number of publications per year. And you can find here, after 1975, a 4-year gap, next 1979, next paper appears in that topic. Next 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, then continuously it is coming. You can see how the paper number is increasing. And here, 2019, last year, it closed the 3-digit number, and 2020 still 3 more months ahead. So we can expect it will close. So this is, sometimes this will be unidentified would be there. That is why I just want to see this one. So we can leave it as such. Then this author name we don't know how to filter it. So leave it as such, this part. Then subject area. Since my subject area, I know that it is a tourism market strategy, it may belong to business management accounting, maybe social science, and economics and economic finance. We can see here which are all the find it here, which are all the areas this have been distributed, the marketing strategy, terminology. So why do we want to download all these papers? So we need to download only these many papers, since my discipline, tourism, belongs to, since it is an interdisciplinary topic. So even though it is an interdisciplinary topic, it may fall within these 3 subject range. So I will click limit it to. So you can see here, from 1,100 it reduced into 944 documents. Okay. So further, I will go to, I selected articles. Since it is a bibliometric analysis, we strongly advise the scholars to use only articles. If you want, you can do a review paper later, but or otherwise book chapter, since these two are the primary research works. Since it is a research on research, review paper is already a research on research work, since I have already read a paper on the review on review. It's not research on research, review on review is also there. So we can select these two articles and book chapter. Then these are the source title. This means these are the journals. These are the journals. No, we don't want to select screen the filter the journal. We will leave it as such. Then keyword. Keyword we can filter it here. Since we don't want this China and everything. We can remove that nationality and everything. Otherwise, this will be creating unnecessary hiccups in our analysis. We can select this. We can remove. We can go here and check all the keywords, everything. And academic research, Korea, Italy, all these things we can, whatever which we don't want. For example, still applying filtering is an art rather than a science. How we select it, it's all whims and fancies of the researchers. The positive time, I don't want to go to attempt to that one. Then this we can leave. Then we have to select only to English language, since we don't know other languages. So English language, then limit. How many papers? Now 819 papers. See, this we call, whatever is displayed here is called a search strategy. This we have to mention in our paper. Search strategy, since reviewers want to know that what are all the keywords we used, how we identified the keywords. Okay, another question. I just entered only one keyword over here, only one keyword, but I will show you later. We have used almost 15 keywords when we searched for a paper. And how we decide that this many keywords must be used, and how you identify the keywords. So there are two methods to identify the keywords. One, we will consult the experts in that field. For example, if it is marketing area, marketing, we will ask marketing faculty, senior marketing faculty, I just want to do a study on this one. What are the keywords I can search? Or otherwise, you just have a basic search in the search window, and you will get a number of papers. Go through the keywords of those papers. The keywords of those papers. From that, identify keywords for your search. That's why we identify keywords. Two methods are there. Here, once we find this one, we have filtered all these things based on the filtering mechanism over there. Now the job of the researcher starts again. Here, out of 819 articles, there may be some articles which are not relevant or which are not contributing to my research. That means, what is my research? My research is the study about the tourism marketing strategy. I just want to know that. Then we have to go through one by one the title. If the title is agreed, go to next one. If any difficulty with respect to the title or confusion with respect to the title, click on abstract. You can see the abstract of that paper here. So read the abstract. Read the abstract, and if the abstract is giving good guidance that, okay, this paper deals with the marketing strategy of tourism, select that. Otherwise, don't select. What we can do, before we do this one by one, we can click here. When we click here, all these articles will get selected. All these articles will get selected. Since in my window, I have given a threshold mark of 200 papers in one page I can see. Since it has around 5 pages, since I have around 819 papers, 5 pages are there. So we select it. Yes, it is a laborious task, but I don't do that one. I'm just telling how to filter our papers. I know that this paper doesn't have, I know that tourism is the only keyword over there. So it is not discussing the marketing strategy. I don't want this paper. The first paper I will deselect. Okay, deselect. Second paper, integrating third space approach, post-colonial marketing strategies are here. It is there. Marketing strategies for business, sustainability, community-based tourism enterprises. Yes, it may be. This paper may be discussing marketing strategy of tourism. We don't want to waste the time reading this one. It is specifically mentioned abstract as well. You can see the highlighted paper. Through the proposed marketing strategy, it contributes to community-based tourism theory showing the paradoxical, something like it is there. So like that, we need to select. Okay. Then I skip that stage further. I have selected all the things. Then what I can do, I can export this. When I export this, you can see on the left side, the file is getting downloaded. File is getting downloaded. The file name is Scopus bracket 12 CSV. That is comma separated values. That's why it is called Scopus. It is a form of Excel file. It will get downloaded like that one. So that is the second step. The next is, third step is data analysis and visualization. Data analysis and visualization. So with respect to data analysis and visualization, first question regarding that is which software we must use. So we are going to introduce here one software called VOS Viewer, that is visualization of similarities, viewing of visualization of similarities network. Other software is also there. WebExcel is there. SciMat is there. Then another one, Pajak is there. Gephi, a very advanced software. Then SiteSpace also is a very advanced software. These are all advanced software. It is based on the researcher's choice. That is what is to be used. Oh, sorry. I will call you later. Now I can move from this window. That is done. So now I open the software. That is, we decided to the VOSWare software. So we will use that. This can be freely downloaded from vosviewer.com, and its operation manual is also embedded in that software. So freely downloaded, and it can be compatible to any operating system like OS and Windows. Whether this window is visible? Hello? This software window is visible? VOSViewer, can you see this one? Not yet.
No. Yes, sir. It's
Okay. Yes. So in that window, then there are 5 parts in that window. So the first one is this one, this space. Here we get, it is called a main panel. Here we get all the analytical results. All the analytical results are displayed over here. And on the right side, we call this as option panel. This option panel is used to make modifications in the result. For example, if we want to do some decorations in the result, yes, we can do something like, for example, this usually when we get an output, by default, the picture is each and every item in the network is marked as circles. If you don't like a circle, you can have a rectangle, you can have a frames, you can just select frames, you will get rectangles. So that's why, based on the analysis, the commands will come over here, fresh commands will come over here. You can just modify alter and you can modify. That's why it's called an option panel. And you will have a small window over here, depending on the type of analysis we do over here. So this is called information panel. So we have all the information. The moment we move the cursor over a particular item in the map, the main panel, we can have some information loaded on the lower part of the screen. That is called the information panel. And another one is an overview panel. Overview panel is here. This is the it is a prototype or miniature of the information panel over here. So this is a fifth part. This is an active window. This we call action panel. That is, we key in all the commands here only. What is to be done? What is to be done? Our commands are given over here based on point and click. So these are the 5 parts of voice viewer, and every voice viewer output has 3 things, like one is network visualization, overlay visualization, and density visualization. This network visualization simply shows the networks, the connected through lines. That shows connections, collaborations, or otherwise co-occurrence strength or something like that. So this is called a network visualization. This is the most important window that we generate from voice viewer. And second one is overlay visualization. This is a modification of overlay visualization. What is the purpose of overlay visualization is that if it is with respect to the terminologies, or if it is with respect to orders or something like, it shows the chronological progression of the topic, or otherwise we even when it originated and how it go about, and what are the topics are leading now. If it is with respect to authors, who were the prominent authors earlier and who are the prominent authors now, that we come to know from the visualization, overlay visualization. So this it indicates the development over time, how the subject, how the topic, or otherwise knowledge domain, or simply say our study topic, grows over the time. And if it is with respect to, and another one is impact factor also, the impact factor. Sometimes if it is journal analysis, for example, there are certain bibliometric analysis based on journal, the journal's reputation. They take 200 or 500 journals in a particular research field. For example, if you search for education journal, you will get around 1,400 plus journals under loaded under education subject category. So then, out of this educational subject category, what is the reputation of the journals? Then overlay visualization just gives the reputation status of each journal. That is based on the purpose only we need to activate this one. Otherwise, we simply need the network visualization. And the other one is density visualization. In fact, density visualization shows which are the main areas. Or otherwise in bibliometric language it is called core area, linking area, and peripheral areas. Core areas, that is already matured, already progressed, it has reached a momentum, those topic and everything. Others also same thing, those others which already established, that we call center, focus, and in fact they are the leaders, they are the guides. They are the leaders, they are the change makers, we call it. Then connectors, bridging nodes called those who connect core with the periphery. And periphery are those, they are all very small and they may spread across spread across and scattered over there. These are the three. The density visualization gives an pictorial presentation based on certain colors. So then, having discussed the introduction about this one, let me go to the analysis now. So here, how to load the file. We have already downloaded file, and we need to load the file. We have to click the file. That is window gets activated. There are three buttons are there. First one file. Then we need to create. Then there are three commands are there. This is create based on the network data. If we have already created a network data, we can click on that one. Since we haven't created a network data, and this is mapped based on the data. It's a processed data. We have already processed for co-occurrence. We can use this one. But if it is afresh, a maiden attempt, we click on that one. That is create a map based on bibliographic data. Then we click on the next. Then here, the first one must be selected, since read data from bibliographic database files. So that must be by default, it would be selected. These are the different other file formats, but this is the most widely used, since we get the data from Web of Science, Scopus, or otherwise PubMed. This is also another repository. So next. Then here, by default, the first one, Web of Science. If our data is from Web of Science, we have to keep it selected, otherwise change it, since we know that we have retrieved data from Scopus. So we will click on that, then locate the file. We know it is in the downloads. We know it is the Scopus CSV 12. This is the data. I click on that one. Yeah, you can load multiple files also. For example, from Scopus, from Web of Science, at a time, we can download 500 information, 500 documents, 500 articles, details we can download. So if you have 2000, you have to download 4 times. From Scopus, at a time, we can download 2000 documents at a time. So if you have, recently we have a search for a topic, we have around 17,000 plus documents. The 17,000 plus document, in 1 or 2 years, documents number increased to 2,000. That means for these 2 years, we have to download 2 files. Since only once at a time, we can download only 2,000. So we have got around 11 files. 11 files for accommodating the 17,000 documents. So you can have multiple selection, and you can multiple select it and load it. You can see everything will get visible over there. Then we don't want all these things, since these are all different files I have downloaded for different people. Okay, so this is the thing. Since only this is there, so click OK. Since the file format you can see CSV, click OK. Then it is done. Go to next. So this file is getting loaded. It will get loaded soon, since it won't take that much time. It is less than 1,000 only. So if it is 17,000 or 20,000, 10,000, by the time you can make coffee and come back. Yes, it is done. So here, this is called the types of analysis. Can you see the window? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible. Okay. Yes, this is called the types of analysis. Type of analysis, or it is called tools of bibliometric analysis. Tools of bibliometric analysis. I just want to explain this, what exactly this, each and every tool, and what is their purpose as well. I just mentioned earlier, but first we will start with co-authorship. Co-authorship is used to connect the authors when they collaborate together. Co-authorship. And with respect to co-authorship, there are 3 units of analysis. This is called units of analysis. So what exactly it provides? It provides a collaboration and produce the social structure of the field. I mentioned earlier the social structure. The social structure of the field. I thought it was social mapping. We call it as co-authorship, we call social mapping. Social mapping means people join together. That's why we call it a society. So co-authorship has 3 aspects. One, it can be exactly with respect to authors, or otherwise it can be with respect to organizations, or it can be with respect to countries. For example, we 2-3 faculty members from 3 or 4 colleges, we collaborate and work together a paper. This is called institutional collaborations. Institutional collaboration. If 2-3 authors from the same institute, this is also collaboration. This is intra-institutional collaboration. And if it is with respect to organization, this is inter-institutional collaboration. We know that when our colleges and universities go for ranking and everything, definitely this co-authorship collaboration is an important question. So it is very important to know the collaboration strength. Then with respect to countries, yes, if that collaboration, that network goes or cross the border of the country, we call it based on the nations, national collaborations. All this information should be provided by that Scopus bibliographic data. That's why country also would be there. In fact, I forgot to deselect one. In the country, nations, there may be one category unspecified. Unspecified means that country is not known. If you use a country analysis, otherwise it is okay. That's why the data cleaning, data filtering, data retrieval, everything is based on what is our purpose. So how do we know? That is the first thing. First step in the workflow of bibliometric analysis, research design. Research design states what research questions, what are the questions we want to answer. It guides throughout what to be done. So okay, this is co-authorship. As I mentioned, this shows the collaboration, that is a social network of authors among them, between the organizations, and between the countries, or among or between the countries. Then second one is co-occurrence. Co-occurrence is otherwise known as co-word analysis. Co-word analysis or keyword analysis. What exactly is co-occurrence? Co-occurrence is nothing but the number of times of the occurrence of a keyword in the documents. In the same document, how many times a particular 2 sets of 2 keywords occurred together. How many documents it occurred? That is called a co-occurrence. What exactly this? It connects when they appear same in document, in the title, or in the abstract, or in the keyword segment. These are the 3 major areas. It can be in the title, it can be in the abstract, it can be in the keywords. So for example, we give keywords. Sometimes keywords are different. Keywords can be all keywords. All keywords means it will, if we select all keywords, it will pick from title, abstract, and keywords. If we give other keywords, it will pick from only the keywords that the author has given. But we know that certain journals, they don't give the keywords. In that case, we will have a problem. Since such things, we will be missing information. That's why we usually, when we do the co-occurrences, we do only the all keywords analysis. All keywords, wherever the keywords is, it will pick. This index keyword, this index keyword is not author given. It is given by the journal. Journal gives a certain index keyword, index indication keywords. It will pick from that one. So this is the most comprehensive one, all keywords. So we will see this one. What is the co-occurrence? This is the appearing together in a particular document. That is called co-occurrence. What is appearing together of what? Appearing together of keywords, or otherwise we call it concepts. Concepts. Then next one, next method tool is called citation. Citation analysis. In citation analysis, there are 5 units. You can, citation analysis is based on documents. The citation analysis, it is simple. For example, how many citations a particular article or a particular document has received. So in fact, it shows the reputation. Then this is documents, that is the titles received. This is the sources. This means the journals, the citations based on journals. And this is authors, that is how authors received, how many authors received citation. This is organizations. This is a reputation of the organizations. If you want to find the reputation of the organizations, this one. And this one, countries. So if you want to find the same, like co-citation as well, co-citation. Citation and co-citation, little difference is there, I will tell at the time. So here, if you want to find which are all the famous articles in my research area, you do a citation based on document analysis. Type of analysis is citation analysis. Unit of analysis is documents. If you want to know who are all the prominent authors in my area, or I just want to know that who are all the major authors, who are the less important authors, who are the peripheral authors, yes, I can do a citation and this is journal. The sources means journal, sorry, not the authors. The sources means, primary source means journals. Which are all the major journals or very reputed journals in my area? For example, we strongly advise the researchers to go through all the articles published in at least 5 reputed journals in their area. We insist our research scholars, at least 5 reputed journals. All the articles from the beginning onwards. From the beginning on, they must screen, and if titles are matching to their topic, they have to download and read it. So find it out. Citation, source analysis. I just want to know who are all the prominent authors in my field. Yes, citation, author analysis. I just want to know, as I mentioned earlier, for example, I'm studying in PG. After my PG, I want to go for PhD, but I'm looking for foreign institutions and everything. I have a particular innovative topic, and in that innovative topic, which organization is a leading organization in the world to do research? Yes, citation, organization. It will show the reputation. Which country? Should I go to Finland or should I go to Canada? So Finland is a very good country for especially for economics research. And that's why it's the citation and the countries. Which country I want to go? Which are the prominent countries? Who are the initiators? And who are leading in the research dialogue nowadays? So this whole citation analysis we can go. So that is the purpose of all this selection, choices and everything. Next is bibliographic. So this bibliographic coupling, that is also has documents. It is coupling, or coupling is simply means combinations, combining together. Because it is all. What is bibliographic coupling? Bibliographic coupling is if the a 2 latest article together mentions an old article. This is called the coupling, bibliometric coupling, bibliographic coupling. This bibliographic coupling is to know the latest developments in the research. It is called a research front. So documents, sources, authors, organizations, countries. Yeah. This is co-citation. Co-citation, co-cited references, cited sources. References means the article. Sources means journals, and authors means, cited authors means the authors co-citation, their name appear together. Then, having done this one, I will just start with the co-authorship with the authors. Next, here if we can deselect or select it, that means that 25 authors more than they want to consider, something like. If you are sure that there may not be any author, not more than 25, you can just deselect it. Go to next. Here, this is important thing. See, selecting the threshold is very important. That the research scholars can do iteratively. when you increase the threshold level, this will come down. The threshold will come down. Here it is minimum number of documents of an author. For citations, it is better to keep 2. Better to keep it 2. You can see the threshold changes. 176 out of 1,689 authors, only 176 meet the threshold. Otherwise, we won't be missing many informations. If you do with 1, this is the thing. Okay. So we have to remember all the things. We have to write it down in the paper when we do it. Otherwise, we'll forget. So I keep it 2. Next. So 117. Yeah. Usually, maximum number by default loaded would be here 1000. In this page, 1000. If you have a value that is more than 1000 here, I mean here, for each of the 176 authors, if you have a value more than 1000, you have to increase this number to similar to this one. It should be matching. Okay. Then click on next. So here, this is a filtering mechanism prior to that. Citation, I click on this one. Okay. So here we can find the reputation of the authors, the citation analysis. Okay. Documents, yeah. This is the maximum document by one author is 6. So that is why we found only 3 authors' name over there when the limit was 5. Okay. We can save this one since this information can be analyzed later. So we can save this, export the selected authors, and we can save it. So I can save it in the desktop. It should be text file, and I call it co-authorship. Okay. Export. Then finish it. You can find it here. This is very important. Since you have 2 radio buttons, yes and no. Here, we have identified 176 authors are within the threshold. Out of that, the largest set of connected terms consists only 15 items. Okay, only 15 authors. Only 15 authors are connected together. All other around 161 authors are individual. Our topic is co-authorship. We are exploring collaborations. Okay. If you click yes, you will get only this one. That is only, sorry. So this is only 15 authors are there. Only with the networking, wherever the connections are there, you will get this. But this is meaningless. We need not present this one. So what we can do, we can redo, create, next. Since we have already done it, we need not go further. We can go ahead with this next. So this we will make it 2. Okay, 176. Next. Finish. Previously we clicked yes. So that is why we got a graph like this one. Now we click no. This is a reality. This is a reality. So you can see here, we have around 176 authors. Authors are there in the co-authorship. You just see, we can magnify this. We can magnify. We can see these are all independent authors. What exactly that means? They don't have collaborations. Collaborations are there, only these connections. So what exactly this means? This bubble is called a node. It is called a node. This node represents an item. An item can be name of an author, or otherwise it is the keyword, a particular keyword, or otherwise it is the name of an institution, if it is institutional analysis, or it is the name of a country, if it is a country analysis. So here it is author analysis, co-authorship based on author analysis. So that is one which is giving the author's name. And what you have seen over here, you can see there are different colors are there. That's why I mentioned earlier, only 15 authors have connections. And here, these authors, these two belongs to different colors represent different clusters. Cluster means group of homogeneous factors. So this is a particular cluster. I mentioned earlier. So this is about the information panel. This is the main panel, and you have the information down here. Okay, information down. When I click on here, law R, we can find here item is law R. It belongs to cluster number 3, and the link is 4. Total link strength is 9, and the document 6. So the size of the bubble is due to the weight of the item. That means more significance, more importance. I know that in this group, this is a prominent author, or in this cluster, this is a prominent author. This way, we identify prominence of authors. Okay. Then, when I click on here, we just see the information displayed over here. This 176 items were grouped into 100 clusters. It is too much. 100 clusters. That means some clusters may not be meaningful. Since many clusters, there would be only one item. Many. Since, for example, this is also a cluster. It is cluster number. This is cluster number 61. This is cluster number, this one. And these are all the leading authors. We can call it, this is a cluster. This is a leading author, law. And this is a connecting author. And these are the peripheral authors. They are all the emerging authors, the new authors with less citations and everything. Okay, less citations. So that is co-authorship analysis. So it doesn't have much meaning. I will show you another one, another analysis. Since I just want to know this as well, co-authorship. Before we okay, this manuscript, this is the introductory part. Introductory part, we have written the questions. Then the methodology comes. Methodology, we have to, methodology in the first part, we write an introduction about this method, bibliographic analysis. As you can see, whatever we write in the research paper, that should be extensively embedded with citations. That shows credibility. So here, search strategy and information retrieval. You can find, you can see here, this is the same work flow that I mentioned earlier, search strategy and information retrieval. Here you can find it, the traditional, the keywords used. These are, I mentioned earlier, how many keywords we used. These many keywords we used. All keywords are used over there. Then to retrieve bibliometric, which is displayed 3,406 documents. Then filtering was employed on articles. This many we took, and that many we used analysis. That we mentioned that no further filtering was exercised, as the main analysis focused on metadata and it ward off any room for loss of comprehensiveness. Then information processing, how we processed it, and data analysis procedure tools. And data analysis, whatever the analysis we have used, we have mentioned over here, all with citations. Okay, so this is the methodology section. Then comes result and analysis. Result analysis, the temporal structure of publications. That is this is a temporal structure of publications. For our article, for our topic, the first paper appeared in 1971, the last one to 2020. And you can find it here. These are our interpretations. From 1971 to 1994, a period of emergence and slow growth. 95 documents are there. 1995 to 2009, it is a moderate growth phase that is picking up. 517 articles were there. 2010 to 2019, period of the fast growth, that is 1,919 articles are there. So this is called the chronology, or otherwise we call it a trajectory of research growth, research progress, This time has a significant sense. Later on, we can use it, we can do a cohort analysis based on this period. For example, we have to retrieve the data separately for 1971 to 1994, 1995 to 2009, 2010 to 2020. Separately, 3 data sets we have to download, and we need to do a cohort analysis to understand, as time passes by, which are all the themes which are coming as emergent themes, which have already matured. All these things we can see here. So this, then interpretation. This we call, I mentioned a methodology, interpretations are there. We can find elaborate interpretation we have to give. Then next question is impactful researchers in the domain, knowledge domain. We can find what methodology we have used that one and why it is used. These are the impactful researchers we find. So you can find it here. We have identified around 15 influential researchers in the area. And the first researcher has around, he has only 3 documents. Out from the 3 documents, he has this many publications. This is average citations we used, the count of average citations we used for influence. So this we identify which are all the authors we have to progress. This is the influential journals in the domain. That is, which are all the journals that we have to consider. These are the, for example, if I do a research on higher education, definitely the number 1 journal is Studies in Higher Education. Since it has got around 64 articles in the same topic with the citation 3,030 citations are there, and these are average citations. This is highest percentile, that is 95 percentile journal it is, 97 percentile journal it is, that is only other 3% journal is above that. Then this is the site score. Site score is the reputation given by Scopus. It's based on the citations. It's a Web of Science alternative is impact factor. And this is H-index. H-index is the latest, that is 2005 only this index was identified. This shows another method for impact factor, which is based on the minimum number of articles that has got a given citation. For example, if I published 60 articles and 10 articles got 10 citations, my H-index would be 10. So that's why this way it is calculated. So we can see this 97 is the H-index of higher education. How I will interpret? So of all the journals it published, all the articles it published so far, it need only 64. 64 is only the number of titles that belong to this topic. It might have published over the years, maybe around 700 to 800 articles it might have published over the years. Out of that, 97 articles got 97 citations. That is the meaning of H-index. So the same like 91, 30, 38, like that. The H-index is like. So this is another one, that is, I just want to know that which are the prominent authors, effective authors and effective journals. Another one is the conceptual building blocks in this one. So conceptual building blocks, we identify the cohort analysis. I mentioned earlier, the word cohort is, or the keyword is otherwise called concepts. So we do a cohort analysis. Here, this is our cohort analysis. That means it has around 5 clusters. We can see 5 clusters. Here the bigger rounds are there. This bigger rounds are nothing but the prominent themes in this one. We can find this is one cluster, red color. This green is another one, and blue is another one, and a light yellow is another one. So what exactly this indicates, we can find it here, two circles, when they are close together, there will be more similarity or identity, proximity would be there. I will tell you another one. This blue that you have seen in the midst of this red, it doesn't belong to this cluster. It doesn't belong to this cluster, but it belongs to this blue cluster. But it is far away from this group. It's an outlier. It is far away from that one. That means it has more identity, or this concept has more identity with higher education concept like that one. That is, the frequency of word occurred with respect to this blue happens to be with the higher education than with the governance. That is the implication. When closeness shows their identities or similarities or relatedness, closeness. Color represents they belong to same family, same group. So like that it is being interpreted. And the line connecting it is called a network. When a particular line connects the two bubbles or two circles, that means two concepts are related or they appear together. That is the indication. So here this is a keyword occurrence. So then the 5 clusters that we have mentioned over there, the 5 clusters which are all the major themes discussed. These are the major themes in the first cluster. These are the major themes in the second cluster. These are major themes in the third cluster, and 4th, 5th, like that we have to mention this one. Then we come to the conceptual dynamics in the first phase. As I mentioned earlier, the trend analysis will help us to identify periodical analysis as well. So this is a periodical analysis with respect to that. So we have done with respect to this. So this is the first trend, and this is the second one. You can see how the dialogue changes. For example, here the blue in the red one in the 1971 to 74, education was as a major theme in this cluster. But you see, by the time it reaches 95 to 2009, it has become higher education. It's more focused it has become. And in the third one you see, yes, higher education continues. It has become bigger, the biggest of all these things. That means that is getting more priority, more occurrence in that is the meaning, occurrence in the literature. That is why it is called the shape increases. Then the diffusion of knowledge domain, that you can find it here. That is how the authors correlate, authors collaborate, how they collaborate. So you can find it here. Their collaboration is focusing minimum number of groups. That is why it appears like that one. Another one is the intellectual structure of the domain. That we do through the coupling. We did it. So that is the coupling we have done. The intellectual structure of the knowledge domain. That is what is the current state of the knowledge. So from here we get insights to go to them. Then there's the same thing that we have seen over there. Then what is left over here? We are planning to select around the 15 papers from the reputed papers from this one, and their content analysis. And what is the purpose of this bibliometric analysis? This is the purpose. You can find it here. The science mapping and its sequential content analysis have identified several potential areas for future investigation. In fact, this is the sole purpose of bibliometric analysis. We must identify future research scope. The prospective areas of research under higher education governance with the possible research questions are listed below. Structural studies. We have given question-wise. This can be the research question. How do the hierarchy and power systems in universities reinforce and defeat governance? You can find a lot of questions are there. Okay. Second group. This is another one. How student engagement facilitates or encourages or discourages. Oh, okay. The next, ownership pattern and cultural dynamics. The next, entitlements and innovation. Fifth one, aspirational role of education governance. So these are all with the questions only. With all these questions, we pose a possibility for future research future research scope. This the readers who happen to read it, they can check up these specific questions in their research and they can go ahead with it. Yes. In fact, this is an overview about that one. I think I exceeded 6 minutes than the allotted time, but still I was rushing through. Then
it's okay, sir.
we will address a specific questions if some specific questions are there. Otherwise, still, if the participants think that they don't have sufficient time to spare, they can shoot a mail. That also you will get replies. Okay. So this is an overview. We cannot complete it within 1.5 hours. Usually we take half a day or almost a full day. We take it. Getting the retrieving the information and how to screen it and everything, it may take that much time. Okay, so this is a thing, and over to organizers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
No,
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a good presentation and an enriching one. Now it's time for raising your queries.
We can see around 17 comments are there in the chat box. Let me see whether any questions are there. Okay.
No questions are posted.
Yeah, no
sir.
questions are there. Yeah.
Okay. If anybody is wishing to raise your queries, please do it either through chat box or
I don't. No. You need not be bothered about my time. I don't look at my clock.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi, sir. I would like to clear one thing about the analysis part.
Yes.
Sir, when we are entering the user interface of WASP viewer, while we select read data from bibliographic data, there is this third option, read data from text data. Sir, is it the same as co-occurrence analysis?
Co-occurrence, we can save this data. In WebEx, one application is there, WebEx.
Yes, sir.
In WebEx, we can treat this data, and that data we can convert into text data. It is not Excel data, it is a text data. Or otherwise, what we save, I saved it as a text data only. From this one, you have seen, I saved some information, some citation and everything.
Yes, sir.
This will become text data.
Okay, so I just realized that I have been doing it all wrong.
Okay.
The co-occurrence analysis or the co-word analysis, I have been using
No, we have to use, if we use a direct, if you use a direct information from CSV file,
yes,
we have to go by the network data only. Network data. Okay, only the network data.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I just realized that I've been doing it all wrong all these times.
The other one will not suffice.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, I have a doubt. So, when we are publishing using the citation network analysis, when we are sending to a journal, how they used to peer review it, how they can analyze the validity of the results we are doing using the citation network analysis.
Okay, so
because
that is why
every author will be having different choices. No, the filtering process will be done in different ways by different authors. So, how a person can analyze the validity of the particular article?
Credibility is based on the transparency that the researcher maintains. Okay, the transparency means that, okay, for example, what is the transparency between you and me when we communicate? We have to express completely and wholeheartedly. Otherwise, if I keep you something keep you in dark, or you keep me in dark, it is not transparent. When I write a paper, I will write the entire nitty-gritty of that one. That means the process. I write the method I used. What is the step I used? Everything I will write with the citations. Citation means previously the people did this one, though I am doing like that. Then no one will question. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir,
you can see.
Sir, is there any standardized methodology actually for writing this citation network analysis, or is there any particular journal focusing on the citation network analysis?
We have a cytometric journal is there. I have already shared almost 10 titles with the coordinator, and the coordinator will share it with you people. And in that one paper, that is I consider it as a Bible. It is written by Supik and Cater. Supik and Cater. One article is there. So probably you can read that article. Its title is...
Actually, sir, I have done one paper on women empowerment using the citation network analysis, but I was confused where I should send this, to a women's journal or to a social science journal. Actually, I was confused.
I will tell one thing. If you do only the citation bibliometric analysis, no journal will accept your paper. Okay? No journal will accept your paper if you do only the citation, the bibliometric analysis. Along with that, you have to do a review or content analysis of selected papers.
Miss Anju, can you please mute? Miss Anju, can you please mute? I am not able to hear.
Okay. So you can select the paper in two different methods. One is based on the average citation per year or citation per year. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For example, if it is exclusively citation, old paper will get more benefit than the new paper.
Okay.
What if the new paper is more important or more significant or more influential than the old paper?
Okay.
So that is why we use citation per year. Citation per year. We divide the number of years from the first appearance to current.
Okay, sir.
Then we will get a citation per year. Then second one, if we get 5 clusters,
okay,
and 5 influential paper from each cluster we can identify.
Okay.
Or otherwise 10 influential paper. If it is 5 clusters are there, we can easily pick 50 papers.
Yes.
So if there are 10 clusters are there, some compromise. We will have 5 papers from each cluster.
Okay, sir.
Then how you identify the prominent papers from each cluster? You move your cursor on the bigger bubbles.
Okay.
That is the prominent paper in that cluster.
Okay.
Identified like that one, and their citation link is also there. The citation name is also there. Based on, you have to do a content analysis. With bibliometric analysis plus content analysis, no journal will send it back.
Okay.
Citation analysis will not be accepted now, since maybe 3 or 4 years before they used to accept. Nowadays they don't accept.
Okay, sir. Okay.
They want both. Okay, good luck.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was very informative and
thank you for the college also, because I am an outsider in this group.
So research scholar.
Yeah, special thanks to the sister for organizing this workshop. It's actually very need of the hour.
Thank you very much. Okay, then anyone else want to ask a question? I think Anju wanted to ask some question. I saw Anju question I saw. Professor Anju wanted to ask a question?
Hello.
Yes, Vijay sir wanted to ask some question, I think.
Rajashev sir, thank you for your fabulous presentation. I got a lot of information from your presentation. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, I think if you don't have any questions, I think we can, if the participants know more about that, then we can hold a one-day workshop or something. I think that would be better. After the COVID, I think. Since I usually give some exercises.
Sure, sir, sure. We are so happy.
Thank you very much. And organizers, Dr. Sislusha, please share the documents with the participants, registered participants.
Okay,
so
sir.
it will be very much
sir.
insightful to them.
Okay, sir. So we have come to the fact end of this webinar. I would like to thank each of you for this academic endeavor. Before that, let me remind you that you may fill the application feedback form, which is in the chat box. Please do remember to fill in the feedback form. Research and innovation are not only essential for our career, but they do have positive impact on the overall economic development of the nation. So let's be proud that we have been participating in a nation building process, acquiring an added research skill to undertake quality research. As we have come to the end of today's event, let me express my gratitude to each of you. First of all, I thank God Almighty for making this academic venture possible during this pandemic. Secondly, I would like to thank Dr. Rita Ladadikoto, my teacher, my former HOD, and currently the head of the institution. Though busy with admission procedures, spared her precious time to be part of this program. On behalf of the department, everyone on this virtual platform, I extend sincere gratitude to you, dear Ms. Lada, for your presence and your motivating message at this occasion. To be frank, I want to do my PhD once again. After attending Sir's class, I would like to do a second PhD. It was through my research guide, Professor Dr. B. Johnson, DCMS Calicut. I got connected with Dr. K.R. Pillai in 2012. Since then, he has been an inspiration in my career. Dr. K.R. Pillai is an academician par excellence. As far as I know, he is an all-time learner and whole-time researcher. He generously, joyfully shares his hard-earned expertise with others. Today also, he has left with us some of the study materials to be sent to his delegates. The same will be attached to you through your mail when sending the e-certificate of the webinar. Dear sir, it was indeed a very great, enriching input session, marvelous. As you see in the chat box, these are the words that I noticed in the chat box: marvelous, excellent, etc. You are very systematic in your presentation and lucid in your language. Did not want to skip a word that you uttered. On behalf of the college, Department of Commerce, everyone on this platform, I extend a heartfelt gratitude for accepting our request to initiate us to this research skill of bibliometric analysis. Thank you, dear sir.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Okay.
And I consider it is my responsibility to shed light to others, since I traveled a little earlier.
I congratulate your big heart, sir, that I have ever experienced since 2012.
I know the struggles. I started 1999. So that's why I could ruminate my MPhil and PhD. I could ruminate the struggles I had searching the libraries and getting cold.
One more thing that I would like to add, you are not scared that people would learn up whatever that you teach. Yes. And you are ready to share to the extent that the target group is being benefited. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Sulina V.S., HOD of Commerce, for her wholehearted support and encouragement in organizing this webinar and offering a warm welcome to the dignitaries and the delegates. It was Nisha S., Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, also a member of Research Committee of the college, who felicitated at this function. Dr. Nisha, your prompt and wholehearted consent encourages us. Thank you, dear, for your words of appreciation and felicitation. Again, I would like to thank our dear delegates who have joined us from different parts of the country, different parts of the universities of Kerala, my dear colleagues from our own college and professors of nearby colleges, and all the students from various colleges. You have really made this program a successful one. Thank you very much. Also remember, from various colleges, supportive staff of the college, student coordinators Sweda Jacob, Mary Steffi, Sarin Sibi, and Achana for extending their expertise for this academic endeavor. So thank you, one and all. Thank you very much. God bless you all. So
thank you all once again.
Okay, sir. So once again, I remind you to fill in the feedback form.
I wish all the very best to the researchers, those who are listening to me. If it would be converted into some productive research, I think I would be very happy.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So the support we can provide, the software support we can provide, you need to have the hardware support.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So officially, I declare that this meeting has come to an end. Thank you. Thank you so much.